And we're back with Dr. Karina Willis and the school board. What's up? Oh. I like it.
That was our city update. We'll be taking it back.
I do like that. We have been talking about healthcare. Healthcare in the form of health and wellness, not insurance. You don't have to be covered to learn something today. Women's health is very important. What age should girls or women start being seen, and after what age is it really irrelevant? Or is it ever irrelevant?
No, I don't think it's ever. 10 or 15 need to make her first visit to a GYN specialist. The changes in the breast, they're lumpy naturally.
Okay.
And so you want to wait until the hormonal changes have changed the week after your cycle, and then that's when you want to start testing.
Alright.
So I don't tell any woman, you know, a lot of older women come in and they'll say, well, I've had everything removed and I don't have anything down there, but you're still at risk for cancer. You know, it might not be uterine cancer because you don't have a uterus, but it could be vulvar cancer or it could be vaginal cancer. You know, the older women get, that risk is always there for cancer.
Older, like 80, still should go?
80, still should go.
90.
90, if they can make it in, still should go.
I'm just wondering.
90, you ain't got much time, so you might as well just
That's not
fight it out.
But you know, I've seen where they might bring someone in from a nursing home who's 90-some years old who hadn't had a pap smear in years, and then they come in and I do the exam and I'm saying, oh my God, she got cervical cancer.
Okay.
You know, so now she's still at risk. She still got a cervix.
Okay.
So I don't think there's ever an age when you should say, I don't need to go in.
How do you handle that with a 90-year-old? Because I mean, the treatment would be rough on her.
And that's what basically that's what you tell them. You give them that option. You say to take her to surgery and do a hysterectomy. Well, more than likely she'll die on the table, might not make it out. So you give them the option of taking her home and making her comfortable.
So it is very important to just continue.
Yeah, take your grandparents, encourage your grandmothers, your great-grandmothers to come in and get their exams.
Okay, Marco?
I actually just had a step-grandmother died from that a couple of months back. It was an option where they could have tried to treat the cancer, or she was old. So it was an issue where she decided to go ahead peacefully, and she denied the treatment.
Okay. For somebody older, I can understand it. But for somebody in the hip-hop generation, childbearing years, what are the most important things that you would tell women to look out for and to be aware of?
What's the age range?
I would say 18 to 35.
18 to 35, one, cervical cancer, so you need to get your pap smears routinely. And for the 18 to 26-year-olds, you know, before, even if you are sexually active, but especially before you become sexually active, get that HPV vaccine, trying to prevent cervical cancer. And now the FDA has approved the shot for men. And not a lot of, that's not being publicized as well as it should be, because we all know that it starts with the male and it's given to the female. And ultimately the female pays the ultimate sacrifice with either developing genital warts or cervical cancer. And for the most part, you know, cervical cancer, you're either going to end up with a hysterectomy or you're going to end up with radiation and not being able to have kids.
Okay.
So we need to be talking to the younger guys saying, hey, before you even step out there and engage, go get your shot for HPV.
Did y'all know that? Do you know HPV is? Oh, great.
I'm enlightened.
What do y'all know about it?
I knew women got a shot. I mean, I don't know, for me it was actually concerning because I saw the commercials and I even think I read an article or something when they were requiring high school girls. I'm a conspiracy theorist at heart, so part of me is like, why are we doing this to our young women? I mean, why all of a sudden is it a need to require that they do it?
Okay, so you know a little bit about it. Dr. Willis, in continuation about things that hip-hop women or the women of this age demographic should be looking for.
Again, checking for breast cancer. Of course, you want to go and get your STD testing, testing for gonorrhea, chlamydia, HIV, syphilis, herpes, because it's prevalent too. And then even in that age range, 18 to 35, If you know you're not at your best health, you're overweight, you don't exercise, getting your cholesterol checked, being checked for diabetes, especially if you have a family history. Because in my practice, again, I'm picking up on diabetes in 17, 18-year-olds.
Okay. All right. Dr. Willis, what's your contact information?
877-2229 or 877-BABY.
Okay. Yeah, good on it. Any questions for Dr. Willis?
If a woman has multiple partners, I mean, can't that affect her down the road? I mean, I'm not just talking about like STDs. I mean, does she really want to be putting that kind of mileage on herself?
Is she a loosey-goosey?
Is that the question?
I mean, I'm curious.
Okay.
So are you asking me, the more partners she has, does that change the dynamics of her vaginal area?
Yes.
Can she get it back?
Well, let's put it this way. A woman delivers a 7-8 pound baby and it goes back. So it doesn't matter about how many partners she has as far as the dynamics of the vaginal area. It's a muscle, so it goes back. But you have to put that in context of how many partners does she have and how many partners did he have and how many people has she slept with all together. You have to take it back to the STD because that's important.
Right.
So let's say
before the
she slept with 5 people, but the 5 people she slept with 20 people.
Right.
So that's 100 plus 5, 105
Okay,
plus
Doc,
him,
you scared me.
106.
You scared me.
But
You
that's
So
scared me.
what it is.
so once you
That's what
sleep
it
with
is.
the person, you don't get rid of their germs, for real.
So you've had sex with over 1,000 people, maybe?
Hey, what can I say?
Maybe 2,000. Maybe 2,000. That's another show.
Next time you're on the bus, be like, hey.
I have a question. It's safe to say that the more sexual partners you have, then you should go have pap smears done more than your annual. Like if you're with the same guy for whatever, that's the person that you're sleeping with. So your one annual pap smear is good, but if you're sleeping with multiple, should you increase your?
Well, when you say your pap smear, the pap smear specifically is checking for cervical cancer. And because for the most part, most insurances don't pay but for 1 a year, unless you have an abnormality with your pap smear to begin with, I would say not the pap smear part, but if you're sleeping with multiple people, then you need to be getting tested frequently for STDs. And so that's a whole another ball game. A lot of women come in and say, well, I had my pap smear and I had it done in the emergency room. Well, I'm here to tell you, the emergency room doesn't do pap smear. You know, they did a vaginal exam and they checked you out for an STD. And that's what you need to come in for. You need to come in saying, I need a vaginal exam. I need my STD testing.
I think the first thing you need is a pack of condoms. You know, I'm just saying the obvious, you know, instead of going to the doctor because I'm sleeping with people, get a lot of condoms. Go to the clinic or something.
I think that's a good closing note. Questions?
Wrap it up.
Will I take questions? I will not. Make sure that you catch us every week. Every week we have our webisodes posted on YouTube, Vimeo, Facebook. Check us out. Your Local Lady Woo on Facebook, SOHH on Vimeo, and on YouTube. So check us out. Look at these people, catch these topics, holler at these doctors, get some information, stay healthy. And you can also listen to us on Sunday mornings at 7 a.m. on 95.7 Jam.